Wednesday Waffle Official Weekly Recap July 2025. The Vibe. Steady, stretched, and showing up anyway. You're in a season where nothing looks new, but everything feels heavy because you're carrying multiple layers of responsibility. Job, internship, 2 classes, parenting a 17-year-old who is testing limits, and preparing for a major exam. Even in exhaustion, you're grounded. Grateful for support, proud of your growth, and still pushing yourself to volunteer to go first in presentations. This was a maintenance week, not a milestone week, yet you still grew. Top wins. Became more confident and comfortable in your internship sessions, successfully balanced 2 supervisors and 2 roles at one workplace. Your research professor asked you to use your paper as a sample for future students, huge validation. You're almost done with both practicum and research class. You committed to taking your big exam in August and are setting boundaries around it. Started your Black Girl Vitamin regimen to support your health. Navigated the emotional roller coaster of raising a 17-year-old with firmness but grace. Growth edge. Learning to give yourself rest without guilt. Ask for or create community when you feel disconnected. Own your brilliance. You downplay your wins, especially the paper being used as a sample. Balance. Doing everything with protecting your energy because August is coming and the test is real. There's also a quiet thing. You don't always acknowledge how hard it is to parent teens while reinventing yourself. You move through it like it's normal and when you're actually carrying a lot. Quote to remember. I'm getting a little more comfortable and confident in doing what I do. This is your whole season in one sentence. Uncomfortable, learning, confident, evolving. Content sparks. Here are content ideas I pulled directly from this week's themes. Real. This is what reinvention looks like when you're a mom and in grad school. Post. Being chosen as the sample paper reminded me that I'm not just surviving, I'm growing. IG story. Day in the life of working plus internship plus school. People love this. Reflection post. Parenting a 17-year-old while preparing for a career shift. Wellness content. Do Black Girl Vitamins even work? Here's why I started taking them. Motivational post. Nothing changed this week, but I did. Mom lens content. The emotional gymnastics of raising a child who thinks they're grown. Grad school content. Quick tips for surviving 10-week classes and big research papers. Areas you may be missing about yourself. You have high resilience that you treat like regular functioning. Most people would crumble under your load. Keep going. You underestimate how rare it is to be praised academically at this level. Your professor asking to use your paper means your academic voice is strong and your career shift is aligned. You downplay emotional strength as a mother. Balancing boundaries, compassion, and reality with a 17-year-old isn't easy. You're doing it. You don't always acknowledge that you're already operating at the level of clinician. Your confidence is rising because your skills are rising. You rarely celebrate your small joys, like getting your vitamins, going to bed earlier, or having a supportive setup at work. Those are wins too. Mantra for next week. I'm allowed to grow slow and still move forward with power. Second version, the vibe. Comfortable with chaos with intention. You're in the thick of it, but there's a groove happening. The nervousness from early June has shifted into cautious confidence. Life is consuming, but you're managing it without drowning. Top wins, growing comfort and confidence in your internship. From nerve-wracking first sessions in June to now feeling more solid in your clinical work. Dual supervision support system. Having both your job supervisor and internship supervisor is giving you the scaffolding you need. Research paper selected as exemplar. Your professor wants to use your paper as a sample for the next semester's class. That's huge. Staying committed to self-care. Got those Black Girl Vitamins. Hair, skin, nails, B12, D3, multivitamin, and actually taking them. Almost done with summer semester. Only 2 weeks left of practicum and research. Growth edge. The August 25th test looms large. You said you're not going anywhere in August if it's not work, school, or maybe one basketball game. That I have to pass it energy suggests this is your growth edge, not just test anxiety, but the weight of what the certification represents. Also, navigating your almost adult son independence, 17-year-old who thinks he's grown, is pushing you to redefine boundaries while he's still under your roof. Quote to remember: Sir, when you leave my house, that's when you could do whatever you need to do. This is you holding the line with love, acknowledging his approaching adulthood while maintaining that you're still the parent. It's the perfect balance of respect and reality. Content sparks. In between seasons of parenting, when your kid is 17 going on 18 and testing boundaries. The growing pains of parenting. Someone who's almost an adult but not quite. Managing dual roles at the workplace. The unique blessing and challenge of doing your internship at your job. Vitamins as self-care when you're too tired for the gym. Small acts of wellness when big ones aren't possible. The nervous to confident pipeline. Documenting the journey from first client sessions to volunteering to go into presentations. August lockdown mode. What it looks like to create boundaries around study time when everything else is calling. How to serve difficult clientele with grace. The tricky thing you make work anyway. Suggestions for improvement. You mentioned being mad tired repeatedly. This isn't just physical exhaustion. It's the mental load of juggling everything. Consider energy audits. Track what drains you versus what energizes you during the week. Micro rest practices. Since you can't get to the gym consistently, what are 5-minute resets you can do? Test prep strategy. You have 2 weeks of school left, then August to study. Break that 106 question test into study chunks. Now, so you're not overwhelmed later, what you may be missing about yourself. You keep saying things are going good and you're doing well, but you're not giving yourself credit for how much you're actually handling. Working a full-time job, doing an internship at the same job, which is mentally complex, taking 2 classes, managing home life with multiple kids, navigating a teen becoming an adult, preparing for a major exam, getting your research paper honored as exemplary material, growing as a therapist despite initial nerves, volunteering to present first when earlier you would have hidden. That's not just going through the motions, that's mastery in motion. You're doing this tired and still showing up with intention. You might be missing how remarkable your capacity is and how much growth has happened since June when you were questioning if you needed therapy to cope with practicum nervousness. Mantra for next week. I'm not just surviving, I'm building something. Tired is temporary, the certification is forever. You got this. The fact that your professor wants to use your work as the example tells you everything you need to know about your quality. Now trust that same excellence as you prepare for this test.